as long as you're living and you're loving, there is always opportunity for renewing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maud Toussaint Como. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. Welcome to a Maud Thing, where we talk about everything that's, I feel that hopefully you are enjoying with me. I wanted to make today a story time. Today, I want to talk about change with grace. Because I feel that has probably been the most challenging thing for me to do as a person, is to take change gracefully. And I'll explain why, give you a story on that. Only regrets I have are when something has come, because I have so much fear of change that I have not embraced that change in a graceful way. The difficulty to embrace change in a graceful way is the area that has caused me the most guilt. That's the only thing I regret, that I wish when change came, I took them gracefully. It has also been maybe a little bit source of shame, because when you don't take things that are foreseeably changing, that you have no control over, when you don't take them gracefully, you come across later in a way that you're not going to be very, very proud of. I mean, without going too far back, everyone has had their experience of, their mom leaving and so forth, to come to the US and whatnot, if you're a second generation immigrant like me. And perhaps the whole idea of change, of someone leaving you, remains with you. But I think my first experience of things that was changing and that I didn't embrace gracefully was perhaps my first, I guess, romantic relation, like serious romantic relationship, where I found myself having the biggest infatuation with my professor in college. He wasn't, although he sounded like professor, he really wasn't old or anything, because it was just a difference of maybe 7 years or stuff. I was getting so infatuated for the first time ever in my life, and just certain things that we went to in such a short period of time. Because of those things, I gave myself comfort into thinking, okay, I was going to be with this person forever. This is someone when kids were, I'm sorry to put it this way, maybe losing their virginity, whatever, to boys in fraternities weren't respecting them. I had this mature person who was just sweeping me off my feet after I convinced him that, I made the first move. I'm not going to lie about that. I kind of went and looked for this person, and I was like, oh, I was thinking of you, type of things. So he could see I was clearly interested. That was after like maybe a year or two after I left the classroom, but clearly being infatuated the whole time in college. So we finally somehow got together. It was cards every day, it was flowers every day. For a young 19-year-old to have this incredibly intelligent, mature person, from my perspective at the time, sweeping you off your feet, I was so totally in love that it was not even funny. And just like that, the person was like, okay, I love you so much, I don't even know why, but I don't want to have a relationship with you. And that it was just like that. So it was the first time I had ever experienced something like that. Everything was working well from my perspective, obviously not from his perspective. He probably was going through a lot of torment about my age, the fact that I wasn't a graduate student. Heck, even because from my perspective, you know, I had an accent. I feel like he was in this world that he has created where he did not feel that I was the right fit for him somehow, just because of his status and my status as an undergraduate. And so we're talking about change with grace. I did not take this gracefully. I cried, I don't know, maybe for 5 years every day. It was just a very messy situation for me. I have no idea why I took this situation so bad. But I can easily say this is probably, it was the hardest thing for me. I don't even know why. Like now, seriously, I'm kind of the reverse, where when it comes to relationship, if it's not working, I'm like totally happy to let go. But it took me a journey of years and years and years and years and years to change that. And that situation of pain, of begging this person, the more I was begging this person, you know, to give us a chance, the more he was not doing it. And I couldn't control that. And that's really a situation, because I didn't take it with grace, was really a shame. So I feel like, I don't know how I'm going to title this, you know, change with grace, how to break up gracefully. I suppose, you know, teenagers or whatever, younger people can benefit from it. All I know is that somehow, you know, at the time, something about my mental, my maturity level, although I had gone then by then to graduate school, I was doing my thing, that situation was not a graceful situation for me. I never felt bad about myself, just because, I'm sorry to put it this way, being a French Creole person, there is an innate freaking confidence in me. I didn't feel it was anything wrong with me, but I was so in love with this person that it was just a death of a relationship, of wanting that relationship and not being able to have it, of wanting to see this person and not being able to have it. That was just really causing this situation, this exit not to be graceful for me. Essentially, the only way I was able to gracefully come out of it is literally leave that university altogether and move to a different state. Maybe that's the journey someone is supposed to go through, but I have to say this is one of the regrettable journeys that I have gone through in life, that I don't feel needed to be this necessary. Every so often I revisit this journey and wish, like when the person said that, I was like, okay, bye, and just move on. And I have no idea why I wasn't able to do that. It beats me, quite frankly. And I think it's lack of maturity, because now I just know that I am at a level of maturity where, seriously, even if that person was God and that person decided to leave, I would create so much of my own passion, of my own, putting my energy so much into me as a person and into people who actually love me and want me. There are so many people out there who, you know, like my families, my cousins, and so you name it, you know, other people who actually would embrace your energy. Instead of grieving for those 2 years at the university, I could have gone abroad in France, which is something I really regret not doing. I could have pledged a sorority, but no, I was just like looking to see that person. I was just crying my eyes and my head off. And that's not a situation I wish for anybody. I just feel like people have to go through their journey. If a particular person decide either passively or overtly, well, to not be in a relationship, of course he studied passively, because when I look at my book, I can say that I'm saying, oh, I offered him to go out and he was like, no, whatever. I could see he was starting to withdraw, but I was still just like pressing and pressing. And I realized no human being is really worth that. This person chooses his journey, his path that God has given him, and I have my own path outside of this person. Again, I have no idea where the blockage was coming, but I wish that at that time I was able to do that breakup gracefully. And seriously, I am hoping that if anyone is into any form of relationship, that they learn that being graceful to your energy, being graceful to your emotion, being graceful to your own spirit, in terms of not putting so much energy into feeling hurt, into crying, into trying to call someone, into trying to see if you bump into this person on the street. It's just so much more other stuff that someone could do than just being hurt because someone breaks up with you. I'm just hoping that everyone learn to take those type of change gracefully. In fact, my brother told me that. My brother was like, it's so stupid of you to think your first boyfriend is going to be, the person you're with all your life. But I felt like certain experiences and so forth, and the person's behavior, how tender he was, how sweet this person was, how much of an oasis I felt when I was with this person. I just felt it was going to basically last forever, but it didn't. Again, change is always going to happen at every stage in life, from one form or the other. When this type of change occurs, maybe it's okay to grieve a little bit, but it's not okay to just go and just beg or cry or be so emotionally vulnerable, instead of just taking really deep breath and have some maturity about it. I don't think anyone is worth that. It was just something that didn't need to last this long. It didn't need to last this long, the type of pain I have. And seriously, if someone is going through this type of situation for their first love, just pray. I don't know. Do whatever you need to do, pray. Don't let this thing hurt so much. Embrace that change gracefully, okay? I'll talk later about being free in some situation where I have somehow created emotional freedom. Where I reached that point where I'm able to be free. For now, I'm reaching you to embrace every change, no matter how painful it is, with grace. I hope that I was able to share this little story time with you, and some of you might benefit from it. Until next time, bye.